Welcome everybody to the latest edition of the Mac and Jack Big Bot Bonanza. This week sponsored by none other than Majima Construction. I am your never popular host of the most mediocre podcast under the sun, Jack Finney, and across from me on the other side of the world is the aspiring pocket circuit racer, dog food connoisseur, and the man so obsessed with Hypnodisc you might say he needs a hypnotherapist. Makon, Crayley the Mac. How you doing today?
Yeah, good. Yeah, I'm just
everybody.
Good.
He's selling me again.
Yeah, look, I don't have anything for that. Like, wait, what was that? What's that about dog food?
Oh, because Mad Mac.
Oh, right. I forgot he ate dog food.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now you do too. So.
Sure. Wait, hang a minute. Yeah. So we had an episode today. We had a
it's
episode.
Definitely an episode.
It was one of the episodes.
Yep, a very good episode, and the last episode for a few weeks.
Unfortunately.
Don't worry, everybody. I always react like this when we run out of Battlebots to watch.
True. He does it all the time.
Yeah, I really do. I love this sport so much, man.
Like every single week when there's no more episodes to watch, like he just does that for an entire week.
Well, I mean, what do you expect? I work customer service right now.
Yeah, true.
In any case, we open our episode this week with Riptide versus Captain Shrederator. And, well, Mac, if you had to pick a word to sum up this fight, what would you pick?
Hate.
Hate?
Hate.
Damn. What, because of how much you hate Captain Shrederator?
Because of how much I fucking hate Riptide.
Yeah, this is the thing. A growing movement I've noticed is that we're seeing Team anyone but Riptide at this point among fans.
Like, they're actively like the most repugnant fucking team like on the show right now. It's insane.
Yeah. Well, to cover the actual fight itself, Riptide coming in against Captain Shrederator, and well, there's no other way to put it. Riptide absolutely pulverized Shrederator far beyond what was to be reasonably expected and far beyond the confines of good sportsmanship, hitting it many, many times after it was apparent that Captain Shrederator could not continue and causing quite possibly irreparable damage to the veteran machine, to the point that you could see the Captain Shrederator team becoming visibly upset. And in a fight that left many people, such as myself and Mac, honestly very uncomfortable. This was not a good look for the Riptide team, who a lot of people have kind of been looking at them as heels for a while. But
they're not heels.
Like at this point, they just come off as a legitimately really nasty team at this point.
Yeah, they are not heels. Like fucking. Like, Team Royalty are heels, but they're having fun with it. These guys are just fucking assholes. Like, they're loud, obnoxious, like, they're just... If they never come back, I will be super happy. Like,
They were pretty unapologetic after the fight from the look of things as well.
Pretty much, yeah, because Ethan goes like, I kept hitting him, but like, yeah, I felt a little bad, but like, no, fuck you. Like, if you knew, you knew what you were doing.
It's like, I'm sorry, but no, I'm not actually sorry, sort of thing. Especially when his teammate came in and they started hyping him up again, and Riptide is not a team known for its sportsmanship, and quite the opposite now, in fact.
Like, if he could be in any other team right now, like, he would be probably be so much better of a person. Because, like, it's definitely his team that's, like, the issue here. Like, there's just, like, there's just frat boys, basically.
Essentially, this is a very loud, very obnoxious team that, at this point, yeah, you can see why they're incredibly unpopular. There were rumblings before the fight this might be Captain Shrederator's last year in the competition. I think it almost certainly is Captain Shrederator's last year now. It may well have suffered irreparable damage from this fight.
Yeah.
Like, far beyond the ability, like, far beyond what it would usually suffer during the box, Shrederator was basically taken out in just in absolute pieces.
Yeah,
to the point where I legitimately felt really, really bad for them.
Yeah, I honestly don't think it might. I don't think it's gonna make it to the next fight. Like, I think this is it for it.
And if it does going in, it may well be limping,
Like,
or it's going to take a lot of help from other teams in the pits.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and I mean, if it does get repaired, like with everyone chipping in, like that would be a very nice moment, and, like a good way to send it off. But fuck, I'm not sure.
Yeah, one thing, and remember, everybody, Mac hates Captain Shrederator.
Yeah,
for him to be reacting like this.
Like us, like a lot of that's like just putting it on, like because I'm not a fan of it, but like it's the amount of hate like that I have for it, like it's just put on like more than anything. But like, fuck, like I don't want to see it go out like that. Like that's just sad. That's just bullshit.
Especially considering the team has been competing for well over 20 years at this point as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, to see it go out in a way where, like, the opponent is just, like, needlessly ruthless against it. It's just, like, it's not fun. It's not fun at all.
Yeah, this was just a brutality with a capital B, and yeah, like, I'll give Riptide credit where it's due. They have looked absolutely unstoppable this season. Yeah, Riptide has been, and like as a feat of engineering, Riptide has been incredible to watch this season. I just can't stand the team.
Yeah,
I hate knowing that this team is doing so well.
Yeah, because okay, so I'm like, when it comes to like discussing teams and all that, like and all that stuff in general, like I try to be like fairly neutral. So like if there's any people or any teams like listening or whatever, like. So I'm not like stepping on their toes or like I don't know, upsetting them. I guess like I try to be as neutral as I can, but like I have no qualms in saying that fucking Riptide needs to fuck off forever. Like keep the robot, someone please keep the robot, someone else please, but like just get rid of this fucking team.
Or at the very least, guys, come on, grow some sportsmanship.
Oh yeah, true, yeah, like knock it off, knock it the fuck off, grow up.
But that being said, like I said, they've looked unstoppable so far this year. Hopefully Black Dragon can humble them a little bit, but honestly, Riptide may very well be going into the actual tournament itself 4-0 with an absolute top-tier seeding.
God, I hope not. Come on, Black Dragon.
Fingers crossed for them. But yeah, credit where it's due. This was an absolute murder of a fight. That's what it was. This was a brutal murder of Captain Shrederator. They really went out on their shield in this fight. So,
yep.
Props to Riptide for a powerful performance, but screw the team.
Yeah. If this is the last we see of Captain Shrederator, then I thank them for being a funny team for me to be mad at.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know, just this fight just left a bad taste in all of our mouths, didn't it?
It did, yeah. But luckily, this next fight, like, it sort of helped, rebuild that taste a bit. Mammoth versus Deathroll.
Yeah. My initial note for this fight, this is gonna suck. For a Mammoth.
My note is, that's how you win a fight with restraint.
Yeah. Like, immediately, Deathroll comes out, its weapon up to speed, picks its spot, lands some big hits, takes out one of Mammoth's balance bars, and then lands some surgical blows on one of its wheels, takes out the motor after 3 hits, and then stops, waits, Mammoth is done, and it is over. Deathroll showing, as the much smaller machine to Mammoth, that it's not the size, it's how you use it, and they used that massive blade to fantastic effect.
They did. Like, this was a nice fight. Like, Deathroll it got the wheels. It did the job. Like that's all there is to it. It got in. It did its job. It got out.
Yep, exactly. I have to wonder, Mac. Do you think this will be Mammoth's last season?
Maybe. Like, unless they can figure out like a massive change to Mammoth that like improves it, that like it might come back. But like, I think there's too many design flaws in it to like justify it coming back.
Because that's a question I do have to wonder, like, the selection committee, when they select which robots are going to be able to compete each year, I think they're going to be looking at some of the older teams that aren't performing well, like Shrederator and Mammoth, among others, and probably think, maybe this year we're going to give a spot to some other newer teams.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
some of the well-performing rookies that they're having as part of the proving grounds.
I mean, like,
and it's like Mammoth did start out strong years ago, but it hasn't performed well for a couple of years now. One or two matches aside, and honestly, I have to wonder if its days are numbered.
Yeah, and it hasn't had like a bounce back like Hughes has. So like, yeah, like if not this season, then like next season's gonna be like it's do or die season.
This is true. Huge had a rough couple of years, but then it rebounded in a huge way. Pun intended there. Whether or not Mammoth could do the same, because Mammoth is a completely Mammoth is on the surface kind of similar, but it's a very different type of machine.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Like, Deathroll gets another win.
Yeah. In any case, Deathroll bouncing back very strongly from its start of the season. Who is Deathroll due to fight in its final fight of the season so far, Mac?
Oh god, who was it? It was it Ripper? No, I don't think it was Ripperoni. No, it's not Ripperoni. Hang on, let me open the document.
I think it's Monsoon, isn't it?
I don't think so. Oh, maybe. Hang on. So, you're correct. It is indeed Deathroll. Monsoon.
That's a very tough fight to pick on the surface.
Yeah, especially
really
especially after today's main event. Like, fuck. Like us, honestly, I'm happy with either team win. Actually, I think I'd need Monsoon to win that actually because I need Monsoon in the tournament. God, actually, god.
I see Monsoon getting into the tournament either way, and I see Deathroll getting into the tournament either way, but, like, whether or not it'll be with a decent seed, that's what this fight is going to come down to.
True. Like, that's gonna be a big match, like, the biggest match for both of them. It's gonna be nuts. But yeah. Up next on
the card, we had Banshee versus Emulsifier with the ever awesome Martin Mason on commentary. And I gotta say, Mac, Martin Mason on commentary, definitely a winning formula. Brilliant analytical chops, and he remained as likable as he always does.
Yeah, he was perfect. Like, yeah, we're talking about oh god, who was it? Like, there was also really good in commentary and like could easily like take a place on commentary at like full time at some point.
Anasonikov?
I believe so, yes. I don't know, yeah, like her, he is like, if he went commentary full time, then like he would be perfect.
Now this came as no surprise at all. He's had plenty of time to get used to being on camera, plenty of time to practice his showmanship, and everybody in Battlebots is extremely intelligent, but as a college professor, he'd be used to doing stuff like lecturing and everything. So obviously he knows how to get his point across, and yeah, just fantastic commentary job by him here. Brilliant analytical chops. He remained thoroughly entertaining throughout the whole thing. And yeah, I would be like, if he ever decides that he's done actually building robots, but they want an additional commentator, sign Martin Mason up for the job, please. He would be fantastic. He is a dynamo.
Absolutely.
This is why he's one of our favorite roboteers ever.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Plus, like that spot they did like before the main event.
Oh yeah, that was great with him like giving the promo class to his students.
This team is so fun.
It felt like an actual pro wrestling seminar there as well.
It
I know
did.
because I've been to some.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, because remember I did like try to train to be a wrestler at one point, and unfortunately I wasn't physically in the right place for it at the time, and now it's just time and money, and yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, this fight.
But enough about me. Enough about me. Let's talk about this fight. I went into this really hoping that Emulsifier would get the chance to prove itself, and well, there wasn't too much to talk about with this fight as far as actual action went, other than Emulsifier peeling up the top of Banshee like a soda can.
Yeah, like this was a victory by death by 1,000 cuts.
At the same time, Banshee was not really able to get a foothold at any point in this fight, was it? Like, I'm not sure it even managed to attempt the flip during this fight, did it?
Yeah, because, like, they got him up, like, at one point, like, on top of themselves, but, like, yeah, they just did not flip. Like, I don't know what the deal was there, but, eh.
Yeah, Emulsifier isn't the fastest beast out there, but it did manage to deliver some very good, solid hits to Banshee, and much like Deathroll, managed to show some restraint when it was very clear that Banshee was done. Banshee basically just sputtered out. I definitely see Emulsifier getting into the tourney. It had one loss where it really shouldn't have lost. It had an extremely close fight with Fusion. Now it's got a thoroughly convincing win over Banshee. I see Emulsifier getting into the tournament. Whether or not it comes in with a decent seeding, we'll see based off of its fight with Quantum.
Yeah, like, I'm thinking it would be like a low seed if it makes it in, but like, yeah, like, well, they got one fight left. We'll have to see how it goes.
If it manages to beat Quantum, who has looked thoroughly unstoppable so far this year, it would go in with a much better seeding because, you know, Quantum is an extremely high caliber opponent, and Emulsifier is honestly one of the roughest draws that you could get for Quantum, because Quantum, up against a powerful vertical spinner, we've not really seen it be tested yet. We've seen how it handles up against horizontal spinners, but up against a powerful vertical spinner, well, we saw how it managed against Black Dragon, but Black Dragon has a much smaller weapon than Emulsifier. Emulsifier's giant flywheel is a different animal than Black Dragon's smaller one, but, you know, fantastic driving.
Yeah, exactly. Like, this is gonna be the ultimate test of, like, how it goes against pretty much any type of robot.
That being said, I think Quantum does have this fight set, but we'll see. Emulsifier could surprise.
Yeah. Up next,
Banshee.
Sorry. Yeah.
Banshee, I do not see getting into the tournament at this point, even if it performs well in its next fight.
Yeah, because like its only win wasn't that great.
Yeah, it was a very lackluster judge's decision that I remember, wasn't it?
Yeah. Because I think they got like a couple decent flips, but like nothing like major.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? Well, this is Banshee's rookie year, so maybe if they are allowed to come back next year, maybe they'll perform better then.
I mean, maybe.
But like, I don't see it getting into the tournament this year.
Because I like the concept of Banshee, like, but yeah, like, who knows?
But up next, we have Copperhead versus Kraken. And, yep, as we saw here, this was what provided our intro for this week. So hats off to the Copperhead team once again.
Yeah.
But I will say, I still miss Cubbles.
Yeah, look, Cuddle will be back eventually, maybe. Who knows? Look, maybe on the last episode they'll feed the kid to Cuddles.
Oh man, that was dark.
Well, look, you gotta get the ratings. You gotta get the ratings.
But yeah, Copperhead has been on a tear throughout this season, performing brilliantly in each of its fights, where it brutally KO'd Bloodsport and then Triton. Triton, in fact, it literally ripped its ass out and put it in the iron butt, as we saw in a previous episode. So it was going up against the winless Kraken, which has, unfortunately for the Kraken team, not performed as well as they had hoped this season. Alongside getting used to driving a spinner rather than a crusher type of weapon, Kraken has been plagued by some drive issues throughout this season, and even for an ace pilot like Matt Spurk, it's been difficult to overcome. So this appears to be a season where Kraken is getting the kinks worked out, and yeah, unfortunately, it's just had very little luck throughout this season, and that was demonstrated in this fight as, well, Copperhead beat its ass.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, there was no, like, no moment at all where Kraken really had a chance of coming back. Like, Copperhead
Yeah,
just
and
went full force.
yeah, Copperhead just beat Copperhead just beat Kraken down savagely, and even smashed poor little Wally to pieces
Yeah,
as
okay,
well.
yeah, that was needless.
Yeah, great gyro dancing celebration though at the end.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But I'm hoping that I am hoping that we will see Kraken back better than ever next time, and like with the kinks worked out. This was as much a proving ground season for them as it was for any other team, so fingers crossed it works out for them.
True.
But yeah, Copperhead is comfortably going into the tournament at this point. Let's be real.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, Copperhead's gonna have a very high seed, I think.
Yeah, Copperhead looking just absolutely brilliant throughout each of its fights so far. So well done to the Copperhead team. Sucks to be Team Kraken, but hopefully they can bounce back in the future.
I think they can. I think they can. Like, I mean, hopefully they have a better, like, they finish off the season strong. Like, actually showing, like, what the current Kraken can do when everything works right. But, like, yeah, hopefully next season, they come back even stronger.
Moving on, we have another bout of the evening, Horizon versus Shatter. And my note for this one, I was hoping that Shatter would come into this one and finally get a very solid win and smash Horizon in the process. Didn't quite work out that way. Horizon coming in with a special mini-bot in the shape of a doorstop that's designed to help keep Shatter at bay while Horizon gets itself up to speed. Now, after its previous bouts, I was not expecting a solid performance from Horizon here, but Horizon definitely surprised and performed far better than expected.
Yeah, you were downright, like, just, you hated it so much going into this fight, but, like, by the end of it, you were all right with it for the most part.
Yeah, the Horizon team have won me over through this fight. They performed far better than expected. They've worked out a lot of the kinks, and they put on a much more entertaining show than they did in their fight with Shreddit Bro, and in their brutal loss to Monsoon.
Yeah, this was a very fun fight.
Yeah, a lot of fun. Shatter was a very game opponent, but Horizon cut massive slots in it. It was largely cosmetic damage. Shatter was working pretty much up until the end and managed to land some very solid hits on Horizon themselves. Very aggressive. Horizon showing the control factor more so out of the two, because Shatter did have a tendency to flail about all over the place. But as was pointed out in the post-match here by the Bots FC team, Horizon did spend a lot of the fight running away from Shatter, which ultimately ended up winning Shatter a lot more points in the way of aggression. Shatter managing a great late flurry with some big axe blows, but I didn't think it would be enough, and ultimately there was a split decision in favor of Horizon, which was an understandable call, and one, honestly, in the moment, I agreed with. Eric of the Shatter team was not happy as we overheard him practically shouting after the result, and the Bots FC team, with Adam, ultimately deciding to appeal the loss. Completely understandable move on their part, considering that they can't afford to go 0-3 and hope to still get into the tourney. But ultimately, it did not work out. Shatter does not look like it will be making it into the tourney. I can't really see Horizon getting in either, but yeah, this was a no-win situation for Shatter, unfortunately.
Yeah, like they did have it. They had a very good like showing for the most part. Like, cause oh god, let me think. Goddamn 6 a.m. brain. Like the biggest issue was like just keeping control, because control, like, they've never been like particularly great at like maintaining control like throughout like an entire fight. Like, they're great at like getting those big like sudden hits in, like those sudden strikes in, but like doing it consistently, like, it's like never been their strong suit. Like it really bit them in the ass here.
I can understand why they went in without a fork configuration for this one, because obviously they didn't want Horizon to basically bite them off. But I feel like coming in without that so that they could, like, rack Horizon in place and, like, line up a perfect shot ultimately ended up working against them.
Yeah, exactly. Like, hopefully they come back stronger next season. I hope Horizon keeps improving.
I really hope they do, because I like Shatter. I always want Shatter to do well. I love the design of Shatter, and aesthetically it's a great robot, and I love the team, but yeah, this has just not been a good year to be Bots FC, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, look,
Horizon, however, finally starting to showcase their rookie chops a little bit better. So, well done to them. Hopefully they can have another good showing, but I don't see either of these teams making it into the tourney.
Oh, yeah. Oh, like, maybe next year.
And with that,
yeah.
Ominous versus Shreddit Bro. There was a real highlight here, wasn't there, Mac, when you really look at it?
Yeah,
there was an absolutely beautiful hype package for the main event that took place during this fight.
Wait, there was a fight?
Oh, yeah, it was the thing that framed the hype package,
I saw two robots driving around, but like I didn't see a fight. The hype package was sick though.
They didn't so much fight, more just like bumped into each other angrily.
Yep.
Basically, one big early hit. That's what this fight was.
This sucked. This might actually.
Yeah.
This might have actually been the worst fight of like all time. It was so bad they had a hype package. Like they hyped up the main event. Like what the? How bad did the fight need to be?
Didn't we say that, Mike, about the last Shreddit Bro fight we saw?
Yes, we did. Please retire.
Oh, Mac with no civility in this one.
Again, I'm usually neutral, but please stop. I'm begging you.
This is the thing. It was a literal one-hit fight. They hit each other, broke their weapons, although Ominous's was still marginally functioning, albeit not well enough to do any damage. And they basically spent most of the fight bumping into each other in a way that wasn't entertaining at all. Ultimately, this went to a judge's decision, and Ominous won. Shreddit Bro appealed the decision. It didn't work out.
Oh, imagine cashing in your fucking appeal on this fight. Of all fucking fights.
Oh, I really wanted the Shreddit Bro team to do well. I really did.
So did I, but I want them to go away now. Like you tried, you failed. I guess go help other teams now. I don't know.
This is starting to become Enzo heat, isn't it, with you?
I mean, honestly, a little bit, yeah. Like, genuinely, they have never done a good job. Like, I don't like being like the guy who says this, but like I have to for once. Like, please stop.
Yeah, we don't want to be overly mean in this, but we have to call it like we see it in this case. And
yeah,
Shreddit Bro has had two of the worst fights we've ever seen. Pain Train never performed well. If this is the ceiling, I think we've seen enough. I'm sorry, but yeah.
Like I'm certain they're nice guys, but come on. Oh god.
Yeah, like we don't like being the armchair builder who's shitting on somebody's hard work.
Honestly, because like I don't know shit about making a robot. So like, I mean, I guess fuck me in that sense, but yeah.
But it's like after years of watching it, it's like we know a good robot when we see it, and this just ain't it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like apply your craft to something better, I guess.
It's like I guess Shreddit Bro just doesn't work at the heavyweight level.
Maybe, yeah. Oh, actually, maybe go back to the lower weight classes and like.
Yeah, because this is the thing. In the lower weight classes, Shreddit Bro is an absolute legend. Like it's like Shreddit Bro is a scaled up version of the lower weight class legend Shreddit Bro that is, you know, the the NHRL absolute shining legend of a machine. But yeah, it's just it just doesn't seem to be working out, and I can't see them being accepted for next season.
I mean, I gotta hurt if they get back in and fucking that other team doesn't again. Like that would be fucked. Alright, if Orion doesn't get in and they get back in, then what the fuck?
In any case, Mac, we can now come to what they hyped up during that fight, the actual main event of the evening, Whiplash versus Monsoon.
Hey, it didn't cut off this time!
Thank you, microphone cover.
Yeah, we did it. We finally won. What a main event this was.
Yep. Man, Whiplash's speed versus Monsoon's raw power. Monsoon with the big weapon coming in this time, having learned from their fight with Black Dragon. This one was designed to allow them to, you know, be able to get back onto their wheels easier in the event that they became stuck on their face. Of course, the reason for that last time was because they sucked up a stray bolt. That didn't happen this time. Whiplash started out very strong, great control and aggression, but the power of Monsoon was immense, managing to land some very, very big hits that caused a great visible damage to Whiplash. We thought at one point that they managed to take out Whiplash's weapon, but we saw later on that Matt Vasquez was keeping the weapon functional, which ultimately cost Monsoon some points. And ultimately, the control and aggression demonstrated ultimately outweighed Monsoon's raw damage output in this fight, because Whiplash managed to deal a fair amount of damage of its own. And in a great fight, Whiplash ended up walking away with a split decision victory. The Monsoon team were visibly unhappy about this. Now, I understand this decision. Monsoon ultimately appealed the decision, and I understood their motivation for it because they really needed a win as well. But this could be bad news for their seeding, especially considering the outcome of this appeal. Like the other two appeals, this was an unsuccessful appeal, this time ending up costing Monsoon dearly, as on the rewatching of the fight, the one dissenter in the three judges ultimately reversed their verdict and awarded the decision to Whiplash, which meant they went from a split decision loss to a unanimous decision loss. Bad news for Monsoon's potential seeding.
Yeah, big mistake there. Like, I mean, like, I understand, like, why they would cash in on that, but, like, I feel like this was a good enough fight where, like, you could easily just let it be. Cause, like,
it's a high risk, high reward situation, really.
True, yeah, fact.
That's the whole point of the appeal.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I guess if there's any fight to use it on, like, this was a good one to use it on, but at the same time, this is also a good fight to just, like, so let slide. But hey, they tried, it didn't work out, and hopefully that doesn't cost them.
In any case, Whiplash finally manages to walk away with a win after going winless so far this season.
Yeah.
Can Whiplash continue to bounce back?
I mean, hopefully. Because, like, Whiplash is still a good team.
Very good team. In any case, that brings us to the end of the episode this week, and now we come to our weekly awards. Matt, do you want to take it away for us?
Okay. We will start off with the Best Driving Award. And
yes.
And the best driver of this week was Whiplash.
Yep, Whiplash easily taking the Best Driver award for its fantastic control and aggression throughout the main event that allowed it to go toe-to-toe with Monsoon's massive display of power and ultimately come away the winner. That being said, Monsoon put up an absolutely tremendous fight back, which is why we're more than happy to award them the best performance in a losing effort award this week, and these two together, easily the fight of the night as well.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
congratulations, lads! You've got yourself a triple this week.
Hey.
Knockout of the night. I suppose we might as well get this out of the way. It's Riptide versus Captain Shrederator.
I'm not happy about it, but by definition, yeah.
Yeah, I don't like the circumstances surrounding it, but it was as knockouts go, it was pretty spectacular.
Yeah, it was a brutal one.
Yeah.
And then the Spike Dudley Award, we're giving that to Horizon, because by definition that was an underdog win.
Yeah, the big underdog win of the week goes to Horizon. Congratulations, chaps. You've got yourself a trophy.
Well done.
With that, we come to the off-topic segment of the week. Matt, do you have anything you want to take us through?
Not really. It has been a low week. Like I saw John Wick again. Like that was fun. Watched all three.
Yes, you saw a marathon of John Wick movies in time to prepare yourself for the fourth one coming out later this month.
Yes, in 2 weeks. Yeah, in 2 weeks, John Wick 4 comes out. Man, John Wick 1 through 3 still hold up really goddamn well.
Of course, they're really good movies. Fantastic fight scenes.
Yeah, it made probably the most creative fight scenes of any current action movie. Amazing soundtrack too. Still, I love these. I love this series still.
But other than that, it's pretty much just been still playing like a Dragonation with you, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've just been playing that all week. A little bit of Pokemon, just sort of hatching eggs and stuff. It's been.
Whereas I've just been. Yep. Whereas I've just been sick and working, so.
Yep, that's the British way for you.
Yeah, the British way. No, it's just the Jack way.
Man, look, you'll get better at some point.
Yep, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
But in any case, yeah, there's precious little for us to talk about in the off-topic segment this week, so we'll just cut the episode short here and wish you all the best for the unfortunate dry spell that we now have to endure.
I mean, look,
at the very least,
once we come back, Jack, we'll have plenty to talk about.
We'll have the robot fights to talk about. We'll have John Wick 4 to talk about.
John Wick 4, yep. I'll have the fucking Weird Al Yankovic concert I'm going to go to on the 20th.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah, this would be fun. Also, WWE 2K23 that comes out next week.
Oh yeah, so it does.
Yeah, so I will talk about that once I get it.
Nice. So there'll be a jam-packed episode for everybody when we finally return to ours. In any case, with the show going on hiatus, so do we for a couple of weeks. Thank God we hear you all staying in the peanut gallery.
I still think everyone's a coward for that. Especially you, Jack. But I understand that you need a break.
You know what they say, Mac. How can they miss us if we don't go away? So
True, but then again, they might also not miss us if we go away, so...
True.
Who knows?
Well, either way, as the show returns, so will we. But until then, take care, everybody. He's Mac. I'm Jack. We love you. Stay safe. Have a good one.
Take care. Spike your hair.